Hey y'all, happy Saturday. It's the weekend. I hope y'all didn't do too much on Juneteenth. Just saying. It's the weekend. We give God praise that He has brought us another week. One of my good friends used to say this all the time in His scripture. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. So, we are continuing and concluding our conversation concerning the missed opportunities in Jesus's miracles. We've gone through at length. On last week, we talked about Peter walking on the water. We talked about the woman of Canaan with her daughter. We talked about the man in the tombs, Legion. We talked about, this week, we talked about the man by the pool of Bethesda. We talked about the 10 lepers. And, there are other miracles that, there are other miracles I love, like the one with the Roman soldier and his servant. I left that one alone because I could be on that for days. And then there's, of course, the one with the issue of blood. I can be on that one for days as well. But I think the Lord had given me these because there's, these are not miracles that everybody talks about all the time. But there's good spiritual enrichment and enhancement and revelation in these miracles. So today we're going to close out our conversation with the miracle of the blind man with the clay. This is one of those miracles that's only found in one gospel. It's located in the Gospel of John, and it's in the 9th chapter. As a matter of fact, that whole entire chapter deals with this one miracle. Weirdly enough, the miracle portion is only the first 7 verses of that chapter. The rest of it, we'll get to it. So, giving you a quick rundown, the Tim Brown version. So, Jesus was passing by an area and he met this man that was blind from birth. The disciples took this as an opportunity to ask what we would call a crazy question. And they asked Jesus, so Master, this man, did he sin or did his parents sin because he's blind? Now, he was born blind. So we're all born in sin and shaped in iniquity. So what could he have done at birth to be? You get it. So Jesus gives us the critical statement of this entire verse. And I'm reading from the King James, verse 3. He says, Jesus answered, "Neither hath this man sinned, nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him." I looked up the word "in." It is derived from the Greek word en. Simple, right? And some of the uses in the Bible for "in" is in, by, or with. So if you read that same passage, verse 3, Jesus answered, "Neither hath this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest with him, or in him, or by him." That's critical. We'll talk about that in a second. So, continuing the rundown. So, And the other reason why, sidebar, I picked this miracle, and I really didn't pick it because I asked my wife. I was like, "Hey, what do you think is a good miracle of Jesus?" And she picked this one. Why? You're about to find out. So Jesus did something that was pretty much, it was gross. We would consider it gross. He spit on the ground, made a ball of clay, put it on his eyes, and said, "Go and wash in the pool of Siloam," which is interpreted as sent. The pool of Siloam. And so the man went, he washed his eyes, and then he could see. End of the miracle, right? So the rest of the story is where it gets exciting. So his neighbors saw the man, couldn't recognize him. They were disputing if this was really the man that was begging for money and he was blind or what. And then the man answered, "I'm him." And he's like, and they were like, "How are you able to see?" And he explained to him, "This man named Jesus came, put some clay on my eyes, told me to wash in the pool of Siloam, and I washed and I can see." And they got into a tizzy because it was the Sabbath. Another one of those miracles that Jesus did on the Sabbath. They got so much in a tizzy that they took the man, brought him to the Pharisees. And the Pharisees had all of these questions. How can you see? What happened? And the man said, again, same thing. This man named Jesus took some clay, put them on my eyes, told me to wash in the pool of Siloam. And I went, I washed, and now I can see. And then an argument broke out between the Pharisees, basically saying there's no way that this man could have done this. He's a sinner, blah, 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 blah. And so the chapter continues with this man giving them a sermon regarding the power of God working through Jesus. Remember that verse in verse 3? This was done that the works of God should be made manifest in him. Okay? Long story short, Jesus hears about how the Pharisees treated him. They threw him out of the synagogue, whatever. And he came to him and comforted him and asked if he believed in God and believed in... Wait, where's the verse? I'm going to find the verse and ask you exactly what he said. Okay, yep. He heard that he cast him out, and he said to him, "Dost thou believe on the Son of God?" And the man said, "Who is he, Lord? Tell me who he is so I can believe." And Jesus basically said, "It's me." And the man said, "I believe," and started to worship. And just that, Jesus basically, comforted the man and said, forget these men. You have the truth inside of you. And that's the chapter. That's the entire chapter. There are a whole lot of points that you can make. Number one, if somebody is telling you the truth, but you formulated in your head what the truth is, it don't matter what that truth is. Even if it's right, you're never going to believe it. Why? Because you've already formulated and fixed in your head what the truth really is, what really happened, what really transpired. And that is a dangerous place to be. Don't get it so caught up that you know the answer when you get the answer and you're too proud to say, "My bad, I'm wrong." The second point in this miracle, sometimes people's care of religious what is the word I want to use? Religious rituals, religious sacraments, religious days, religious practices, things of that nature. Sometimes those practices lose sight of the truth of God. Even if you can see and feel and taste and touch it, there's always a but after it. Oh, you can see, but it's the Sabbath. Ooh, you don't have to beg anymore. But you ain't supposed to be working on the Sabbath. Ooh, you can see, this man's a sinner. You're so caught up and distracted by your belief system that you can't see the God that is operating and operated for this man. That puts you on the outside looking in. Never a good place to be. Thus concludes our lesson, our lessons on the missed opportunities in the miracles of Jesus. Just something to think about, though. Happy weekend. Until the next.